Okay, so what we got here is a motor mount. I did two holes that we're gonna drill right there, like two marking, those black marker. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna drill it because we're moving those two holes that came from the factory. They're in the wrong place. So I'm gonna try something on this device that I made. It's like kind of a CNC and a drill that I'm working on with a 3D printer system, but this is a different video for a different day. So let's set this thing up here. Just need to go a little bit lower. Just want it to be just right. And I don't have a clamp and it's very dangerous, so please don't do it this way at home. You can do it with a regular drill. I'm just trying to make sure that it's gonna stay. It's actually more dangerous to do it with the gloves because the gloves is pulling it. So what I'm doing right now is just setting it up, making sure it's kind of centered. I'm gonna start it, and if something happens, I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, let's pull it out. Okay, so I have more or less the pilot hole that I want because I'm gonna need to make it bigger. So, and it came out kind of in an angle over here. So this is where we're gonna countersink it and try to make it. Again, I'm just making a Mickey Mouse part just so we can actually see if the test that we're gonna do on the car gonna work. I'm gonna shoot the other one. And we're gonna go from there. Okay, so we have the two holes. So those two holes going to replace those two, because what happened is those are too close together and I need the motor to be a little bit in angle. Next thing, I'm gonna need to bite out of this a little bit, but this I'm gonna do with a regular file, hooking it up to my table and just file it. Okay, so this is gonna be part two. So you saw me cutting this on my kind of drill, makeshift drill. It's not really look so nice because what I did, I drilled it and then you have to do a countersink. The countersink, what it does, it's you go with the drill and it's making the hole for those screws to fit in. So I was needed to do that, and then it's killed some of the red, but it's no problem because the screw can actually sit inside right now and actually kind of be flushed, so it's gonna be perfect. So then I was doing some measuring and seeing that I might have a problem right here when this fit in. The motor would not slide in because of a small screw over here. So what I need to do is that I need to put the motor in place, and after I'm gonna put the motor in place, I have to take apart a big chunk of the vehicle in order to put it in and space it the right way. So right now I'm just gonna show what I did is I did the holes, and now the holes will fit exactly where I want it. I can adjust it and then close it. Yes, you do need to put Loctite when you do that. Loctite is kind of a must. I'm doing right now just a test to see if it's gonna work straight or not. Yep, off the camera. So right now this is sitting here kind of straight on the motor, and what I want to do is remove actually this center part of the car, because also everything is loose. We need to make everything work right. So we're gonna start by literally removing everything. So you remove the top first. We're gonna run this a little bit quick right now, so while I'm working you don't have to get bored. So now what we got here is the motor with the motor mount, and now we got the bracket. So the motor mount and the bracket will fit perfectly together, but I find a new problem. The cooling ribs that come built into this motor, making it literally like couple thousand of an inch taller than what we want to have over here. It's literally like a millimeter if you work with millimeters. So when you place it on, I can put some washers here and it should work just fine, but then it's not going to be as straight as I want it to be. Just for the dog bones, you know, it's like it's just gonna sit kind of this way, and something that I need to actually look into right now. But while this is right there, let's try something else. Let's take our gearing and see what gear can work with this system. So if I move this away, I can work with that ratio. So the motor will have more power than the actually spool. It's a little bit bigger, so it will work perfect. So let's see what to do. So as it seems, I have a problem that I need to solve and I want to share with you. I saw that this one might happen and it did. So let's remove everything. So what's going on here, this round piece is a little bit taller than this. So this screw, if I would put it a little bit higher, will solve this problem. So I'm back to the drawing board real quick to make another piece of this. Should take me 2 seconds and it will be ready, and then I can go back and install it. See you in a second. Okay, so we're back to this motor mount. So what I did, I was about to make a new one, and I already marked the right holes, and then I figured something out, that I actually can use the existing holes that I already did, that it's thick enough to actually hold. And what I did, I just make the hole a little bit bigger over there, and I did it actually with regular press drill that I have at home, that I set it up to work like a CNC. There's a countersink over here. It's not look so pretty because this is nice and anodized, and this is kind of like I took down from the area that anodized, but it's no matter, it's gonna have the screws and it's gonna hold pretty strong. So this is gonna go right there, so I can set it up to exactly where I want it. So let's put it in and test it. So in order to make it straight, so it's gonna be in a nice way and I know exactly where, this is gonna go there, then I'm gonna put it on top. There's a reason what I'm doing right now, and I'm gonna show you in a second. When you slide it, it slides easier when it's actually touching the motor, and when you put the pressure, it's just gonna lock into spot. So let's do this. You need to put Loctite, it's very important. You're gonna take the screws, take some Loctite, and then I'm gonna move some of it to the other screw. Let's just start him first and then go from there. So I'm starting with the first one. Cannot really see. Okay, now I can adjust the second hole and see if I did it the right way, and I don't think I put it in the right place because I should have like more leeway over here. So I'm gonna pull it out. I want this to be as low as possible. Let's go look again. This is where I want it actually. I'm gonna put Loctite again. And I'm not tightening it all the way in yet. I'll just put it just a little bit. Okay, I just want to show close to the camera that the bolts are flat in with the countersink, because I did the countersink. Now this part here is going to be very low, so when I put this thing in, I'm going to get the lowest area that I want it to get for my motor, so it's going to have good spacing. So let's see, very good. I'm gonna back it up a little bit. The motor is turning freely. Gonna slide this thing in. The motor looks like it's almost touching, but it's not. But then here on the bottom I have the space that I needed, that I wanted to have, so this will not touch the frame. So now this will work perfectly. So just to make my point, take the spool, put it in the way it's gonna sit. It's actually gonna be the other way. I'm gonna take this, and now they are binding. I'm just gonna set the spacing to what I want it, and this is working perfect. So now I can lock everything into place. I have the right spacing, top it straight, and now I know the system gonna work. I just need to tighten it and put it in. Stay tuned. I'm just gonna move the camera sideways a little bit so you can see how I do that. So it's funny, I'm going to run into a new problem, that this have a piece of plastic here and here that I'm gonna have to chip in order for this to be able to close this from the top. So I'm gonna go cut them so we can finish this thing up. This piece needs to get off. So we are on a close-out. What I want to show you is this. Those are RC nitro fuel tubing, okay? What you do is you take one of those and you put it inside of the drive cup before you put your dog bone or the driving shaft, and then it's not going to move and make noise because it's going to be under pressure and it's still flexible to do everything you need. So this is what we're going to do while I'm putting it together. I just wanted to show you before. It's sitting inside. It's no matter actually how it sits because it's going to stretch and it can go any direction. It's a little bit better than regular O-rings because it's silicone, it's less kind of forever versus the regular rubber that end up breaking. This is just quick about it. Now I'm gonna put kind of in a face motion, putting the motor in, and I still need to cut this part. Okay, so I just want to show that it's in and it's super smooth. And let's see if we can see the two gears. Let's see if I can zoom in over there. It's not enough light. Anyway, the two gears are merging over there perfectly. And it's very quiet, so it's all set up And look, I still have a 1/4 inch over there on the back, and I got, this is why we did the entire motor mount, is just to make sure that we're gonna have the space underneath it so it can move up and down, so we can set it up the right way. So the big motor is set up, and now the car also gonna be heavy on the front. Again, we don't know even if it's gonna work good. This is experiment, this is part of the hobby. So stay tuned. I know it's kind of boring to see people doing stuff, but sometimes you have to pay attention what people do, because you're gonna learn a lot. Now I did break this part here. This I don't know what is supposed to be, a mud guard. We don't need it. Anyway, now it's exposed here from the top. You can see the gear, and what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna 3D print another piece of plastic that we're gonna go over here, just to protect it. You know, I'm gonna make a cover so it's not gonna have rocks getting in or anything that can disturb it. I can see that this thing is a little bit under stress here, but this is not a big deal at all. This piece do nothing. I should probably just cut it off. I just have to put the support here on the top, and this part is finished putting the motor on. And again, I got only for one motor mount, so it's pretty good. Don't forget, this is gonna be in parts, so look for the next part. This is gonna be part B or part 2. Now you have to look for part C. Put in all the servos. Thank you.